Hi everybody, welcome back to another live this week. I hope everyone had an awesome week, and I would like to continue our conversation from last week where we talked about mindset and building resilience to today we're going to speak about how to build our confidence. So very exciting topic because I know that confidence is one of those very important things that we need to build in order for us to actually achieve anything that we want to achieve, whether that's in our business, career, or in our personal lives. Festa, thanks for jumping on the live. I hope to see as many of you as possible so we can engage together. Nuri, awesome, thanks for jumping on. So I wanted to start with a concept as far as confidence that I see a lot of times where we tend to externalize our achievements as ways to build our confidence. So what I mean by this is when we actually put so much value into our looks or into our materialistic achievements or our professional achievements, and we use that as a measure to sort of give ourselves the self-assurance that we are actually confident in what we're doing. Whether, I know that seems like a good way to do that, but it's actually is very hurtful because what happens when all those things go away, it's much better to build our confidence from within us than to do that from the outside things that we are getting. So some of the things that we can do to do that is, I mentioned that a little bit last live, about taking action despite the fear and despite the feelings of uncomfortability, because the more we're into action mode, the more we tend to get clarity on the things that we're trying to do, and the more we tend to use that as evidence to build our confidence slowly. Because I know you guys probably heard the saying that everything is hard until it gets easy, and that is very true. Just because you haven't done something before doesn't mean that you're not capable of doing it, but the only way to know is if you try. And then if we try once or twice, we tend to be more comfortable the third or the fourth time around. I noticed this with a lot of things in my life as well. Hi Estela, thank you for joining. With my life as well, that even though I might be anxious about something new that I might be starting that I maybe never did before, when I actually jump on it and take the action, and when I come on the other side, I tend to build my confidence through that. And I say, wow, I actually was able to complete that as well. And that wasn't as bad as I thought. Because a lot of the times we're dealing with our mental noise and all the drama that our brain likes to put us through in order to make things look much scarier, much harder, much more confusing than they actually are. So we have to learn how to quiet those that critical voice and those doubts, and turn up the action. A lot of the times when I'm trying to do, as I said, anything new, my little critical voice will always show up and try to stop. But because I am self-aware, then I know that it's not the truth. It's actually that critical voice trying to stop me. So I hope that was insightful for you guys. So what is holding people back? As I said, I think the mental doubts that we feel is definitely something that holds a lot of people back. And we sometimes don't know the difference between reality and what's true and what's not, because it's once we're in it, it's hard to get that perspective. So that's the reason why we take those doubtful thoughts as truth. And it's actually not that. We have to learn how to challenge them, because a lot of the doubtful thoughts are not true. They're just trying to keep us safe. So it's like the self-belief that we have to learn how to grow And this is, like I said, one of the ways is taking action. Another way is tap into your inner wisdom. And this would be through maybe a little ritual of meditation, or what I call it nowadays is a meeting with yourself. Because I know a lot of people, including myself, kind of have a little bit of reservation over meditation because they think that they don't know how to stop all the thoughts. And actually, the point of a meditation practice is not to stop the thoughts, but just to sort of be the observer of our thoughts and see them kind of come and go, and just be there with them without judging them, without making them mean anything, without personalizing them. So, and the more we do this, the more we actually get better with it. So it's not something that it has to be so official. It could just be a 5-minute meeting with yourself to just check in how you're doing, what's going on, what are the feelings that you're feeling, what are some of the things that are coming up for you, and kind of just sitting with that, and just being okay with just learning to sit with that. Because the more we get comfortable with sitting with these feelings and thoughts, the more that we start respecting and loving our own company. And this is part of the building our inner wisdom and intuition, because then we learn slowly. Obviously, this is a process, but we slowly learn how to check in with ourselves. So when we do have something that we're feeling, or a new circumstance that comes our way, then we don't have to get validation from the outside. We actually learn how to go back to inside of us and sit with ourselves and sit with that situation, and kind of learn how to answer the question of what do I need to be doing, what's going on with me. And then if you sit quiet enough and long enough, you will actually get an answer of what is the next direction for you, or what is the next step that you need to take. It will become very, very clear. Nevria, thank you for jumping on the live. Personally, from my personal experience, because I've been practicing this for a couple of years now, I believe that a lot of the things that I need answers on, or if I need to know what direction I need to go on, I pretty much just sit with myself and I get all the answers that I need. I have learned to rely so much more on my own wisdom than what other people tell me or what is happening around me. So I believe confidence is also built through this, because you get so much certainty inside of you, and you become confident that you actually have access to a really amazing power, that all you have to do is just sit quiet and it will come to you. So it's something amazing to definitely develop. And then a lot of life's challenges just become so much more easier, because then you start to trust yourself. You learn to access your wisdom and just to trust that you will never guide you wrong. In my personal life, is never guided me wrong so far, because it's like sort of knows what I need to do. All I need to do is kind of ask the question and stay with it. And it's amazing how then I don't need to ever be afraid. So I've learned that fear is so perceptive that I don't ever have to be afraid, because I always can access my inner wisdom. I have something to rely on all the time, and it's always there for me doing the work. So I have found the power of this to be amazing. And I want to share that with everyone that I know, because I think the more we understand that we have the answers within us, the more we start to look on the outside for all the things that we think will start making us happy. Because happiness is an inside job, and it comes from us. And the more we learn to tap into it, the more we actually get access to it, and the more we actually start to get guided. I believe that everything I'm doing in my life, I'm being guided. A lot of the things don't make sense to me, but because I learned to trust this, it tells me go this way, go that way, this is right, this is wrong. A lot of the feelings I get of anxiety, sometimes for things that I might want to go into, I try to listen to that. So use my feelings as information rather than avoid them or deny them. So, because they give you lots of information about where you should be headed. So I learned to listen to that. So when it tells me do this, then I'm like a army soldier. I just obey. I just obey. I say, okay, you must know what's best for me. So I just follow that blindly. And the more that I'm following it, the more it's taking me to really access my potential and giving me the results that I never even thought that would ever happen. So the more I'm learning to do it, the more obviously I am addicted to it in a good way, that I believe that if I just continue this process, then I will always know what the next level is. And it'll just guide me there. And I don't have to know right now. And that's the other part, that because you feel so sure in yourself, so certain, I don't really feel like I need to know like next year. I don't know. I just don't know what's going to happen. All I need to focus on is today, the present moment, whatever's happening right now. And if I need to know what I need to do for tomorrow and tomorrow, the things will start showing up. And all I need to do is be aware and observe and take the information and take the action despite the fear. And the more I do it, the more confidence is building. And the more I'm taking action, the more I'm getting results. So it's all like connected together. Thank you, Madalena, for jumping on. So excited. If you guys have any insight or any questions about this topic, I would love for you to contribute into the comments. So yeah, this is kind of all I wanted to share with you, a little bit of a pieces of information for every week. And hopefully I was helpful and I was able to explain the process clearly so that you guys will have an understanding. And I would love for you to share your experience as well with this particular topic of how does that work for you. Because I'm sure that we all have different experiences and we can all benefit from sharing that. So I am going to see you guys next week. Thank you everybody for jumping on, and we'll be speaking about a different topic. And I hope you guys enjoy it and jump on, as many of you as you can in the time allotted. All right, have a good rest of your week. See you next week.